Hey guys, and welcome to the insanely late double cringe of the month, where I talk about the topic that was for September and the topic for this month. For September, the topic is an anime that I got hooked to like that. In fact, I own the entire freaking book series. It is an anime known as My Dress Up Darling. It is an anime that came out this year, and it follows the characters Wakana Gojo and Kitagawa Marin. Those are the two main characters. Wakana is training with his grandfather in order to make Hina dolls, which are, of course, dolls that are very popular in Japan. I don't believe they do anything, it's just like a collector kind of thing, or just a very nice looking thing. Gojo is a very antisocial character, making him one of the most relatable anime characters I have ever seen. Because most anime characters, mainly males, are either hot-headed, outgoing, passionate, or just very social. Gojo is the exact opposite of this. He has no friends, he's very antisocial, and he's very nervous and shy. Being antisocial, obviously. Kitagawa is the exact opposite. She is most popular girl in school. She is very social, and she barely really gets embarrassed, unlike, again, Gojo. The anime follows that Gojo is using the sewing room in his school to practice working on his Hina dolls. Marin just happens to find him. He is embarrassed because he thinks she's going to mess with him because he makes Hina dolls. Not exactly something you would think a guy to do. No disrespecting to this kind of stuff. It's just, that's what he thinks. Little does he know it's the exact opposite. She sees that he can sew, and shows him that she's working on a cosplay outfit for one of her favorite anime characters herself. Gojo sees it, goes full-blown critic on it, and says it is garbage, what she has done. Immediately, again, he gets back into the real world of what he's doing, and immediately demands sympathy and asks for her forgiveness. There's the freaking word. Marin instead asks and almost freaking begs him to help her make this cosplay. So we journey along with Gojo helping Marin, Marin, however you want to say her name. We follow the journey of them working on this cosplay to where this is where I know Gojo is one of the best anime characters. This dude breaks his back, because not only does his grandfather have to go to a hospital, I believe because he sees leggings that Gojo has purchased, busts his back, midterms coming up, and he still needs to work on the cosplay. Not only that, now customers are going to the store. Someone wants a tour who's interested in Hina dolls. He does not say anything to Marin, which, in my opinion, is both a mistake and a very relatable thing. When you're working on this many things, you don't want anyone to know. You are buckled down. You're busting your ass. You're ready and willing to do this stuff. And he does. He gets midterms done. His grandpa gets home from the hospital. He gets the tours done. And he makes the cosplay. And this is when I really started to love the character of Marin. Not only do I love her just for being completely crazy in her own, and not like cuckoo, she just very is optimistic. She sees what torture she thinks she put him through, not talking to him, not like wanting to know how he's going, or not telling him that he still has time. There are very adorable moments, and this is only a 12-episode series, so please go watch it if you can. Dubbed or sub, does not matter. There are so many adorable moments between Gojo and Kitagawa. And of course, Kitagawa being a very teasing person, she teases him a lot with the outfits that she wears because they're very revealing. And it's hilarious. This is the thing I've said about My Dress Up Darling since I watched the whole series. It has beautiful animation. The voice actors, whether it be the dubbed or the Japanese version, are incredibly voice acted very well, where you can hear the passion, the emotion in both of them. But the thing I love is, of course, being an anime, there is fan service. You see Marin jiggle her boobs, and we see close-ups of her butt and her chest and all that kind of stuff. Really, we're strangely enough, There's only one moment where we really see like her naked rear. That's it. And I really like that there's not that much fan service in this, and when it is, it's kind of known. Like when you think of anime, you think these revealing outfits, and when you think of cosplaying in an anime, of course they're going to use these very revealing outfits. So while it is not hated, because of course people like seeing this kind of stuff. That's why it's called fan service. It's not turning down, because it can just be a quick moment and bang, it's gone, no more. It's so quick fan service to where you can cut it out insanely, and you'll miss, and nothing will be missed. Nothing will be different. And even then, there are two moments in particular that show Marin does get embarrassed, but of the wrong thing. There's a scene where Gojo is going to be helping another cosplayer named Juju, who's a very famous cosplayer in this universe. I could explain why and how he's helping her. Very weird moments in the show. That cat is an idiot. Hopefully you can't hear that cat constantly freaking meowing like an idiot. I hate that cat so much. But, the scene where Marin opens the door to help him with the research he did, because he's going to get the manga, all the research that he can for this character that he needs to create this outfit. She opens the door and basically a sleeping tank top with the sleeve all right down here to where it's about to fall off. That's not what embarrasses her. What embarrasses her is that she doesn't have her colored contacts in. That's what she's embarrassed about. Stuff like that is hilarious to me. Like, no, don't get embarrassed that your clothes are almost off. Get embarrassed that your freaking colored contacts ain't in. I know there's another moment like that. But for some reason, I can't remember it. Anyway, something else I love about this anime, they know she falls in love with him first, and being a guy, oblivious to it. She doesn't just, and this is especially in the Japanese dub version with the subtitles. She doesn't say love. She says wov, W-O-V, or W-U-V, my bad. And it's so... fan service, the best moments of this anime are when she's trying... when she goes full, like, adorably in love with this guy. So it's not like Yandere over love. There is one moment where she does get jealous, and that's when Gojo is helping Juju's sister do another cosplay, and she's over in his room in his house. She does not know about that. When she finds this out, she does the anime thing where her eyes go from incredibly detailed to just base color. And it's hilarious. She is completely jealous of this. Luckily, this anime knows not to ponder to that or continue that. It's just a quick moment, done. Another thing with My Dress Up Darling, episode 11 is insanely infamous for the people who watch the show. That is an episode where Marin, looking to get a professional shoot with this demon succubus character, rents out a room in a love hotel. Don't know what that is. A love hotel is when couples go to have very fun, sexy time. Gojo, being a very antisocial, nervous wreck, freaks out and panics. But he goes right into mission mode. He's ready to do the job. So, at the end of the episode, the scene to get a picture right, he has Kitagawa lay on his stomach so he can get a POV shot. Not like that. It's just a picture of her like going like this and getting the picture taken. That works. Then they hear the couple next door having sex. And this is where one of the most infamous moments of this anime come into play. He tells her to quickly get off him, grabs her by the waist. She yells, she gasps. Lights out, bed starts springing. Dead silence. You can't hear nothing. There's no music, there's no background, nothing. I think the most you can hear is still the couple next door in the next room having sex. That's the most you ever hear. They are completely paralyzed in silence. Then, the phone rings. I've seen reactions to this clip to where I have never seen people get so mad at a phone for ruining the moment. Sadly, this episode does take place in a world where certain things do carry over, while other things are just kind of episodically. Kind of like a Scooby-Doo thing, where one thing happens, resets. That's what the Love Hotel is. It's never, at least with the last episode in episode 12. It's rarely mentioned aside from a flashback of what they've done since Kitagawa and Wakana have met. Then there's the hope of season 2, I think either next year or 2024. I don't care. I can honest to God say My Dress Up Darling is one of the best animes I have ever watched, and it is the only anime I am anticipating a new season 2. With Pokemon, and that's been one of my favorite animes since I was a kid, I've never anticipated the next season. I always have known that as long as games are made, the anime will continue. Fairy Tail, when I'm a fan of that, I know that show would continue. My Hero Academia, sadly, that show may end because the fans are a bunch of a-holes. But it's gotten 4 seasons, I think now 5. One Piece, that's never fucking ending. Dragon Ball has insane runs. My Dress Up Darling is and I've never watched any of those animes. Also, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, never watched them. Never appealed to me. But again, My Dress Up Darling is the one anime where I cannot wait for season 2 to be made. And there's only 6 books I think it's 6. Hold on, let me check. I have it set right over here. Is it 6? Yes, it is. It's only 6 seasons. It's only 6 issues of the book. So please, please check out this anime online. You can actually watch it on YouTube. The voices are a little more pitched, but it's completely fine. Doesn't really change anything. And if you want, please go read these books. Go support this anime to where we can get a season 2 and maybe more stories with Wakana and Kitagawa. Because they don't get together. They don't in the end of the show. Spoiler alert for that. I call it smart. They don't put them together. There's that tension that they want to, and they constantly do like each other, but they don't do it. The last thing is Kitagawa saying, thanks for the ride, see you later, basically. And she does admit to Gojo, who is asleep, that she loves him. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to show you these covers. Okay, I'll be right back. Because I can't take this cat meowing. Okay, I'm back. We just had a whole incident where that stupid cat was on the roof. Wouldn't get the down. I don't even remember where I was. I was talking about Dress Up Darling. Oh yeah, I was gonna read the freaking... I just want to read the back of the book since I think they're all the same, right? Yeah, okay. This is the back of the book. Class Loner and the Class Beauties strike up a secret relationship. Traumatized by a childhood incident with a friend who took exception to his love of traditional dolls, doll artisan hopeful Wakana Gojo passes his days as a loner, finding solace in a home ec room at his high school. To Wakana, people like beautiful Marin Kitagawa, a trendy girl who's always surrounded by a throng of friends, I read that wrong, is practically an alien from another world. But when cheerful Marin, never wanted to be shy, starts sewing away one day after school, she barges in and ultimately ropes her quiet classmate into her hobby, cosplay. I will not read that part. Will Wakana's wounded heart be able to handle the invasion of this sexy alien? Yeah, that's true. At the beginning of the show, it shows young Wakana showing a kid who we don't know who this character is, basically insulting his love for Hina dolls, saying it's weird and boys shouldn't be into dolls. I don't know. Anyway, here are the covers, and just to sing, this is not like a fairy tale or a Pokemon manga or any kind of like anime books you'll find. This has a parental advisory, explicit content warning on it. Not kidding. So here's book number 1. This is Kitagawa Marin in just her normal look. As you can see, she has the red eyes. These are her eye contacts. These are contact lenses. And on the back, this is Wakana Gojo. A guy who's been referred to as the GOAT. And I don't blame that status. I am not arguing that status. Issue number 2. This is the first cosplay they do, but I can't... Like Shuzukitan, something like that. I have a hard time remembering the name. Shuzukitan, so I believe. It's her first... And these are all the same chick. This is Gojo's freaking masterpiece in cosplay. This dude... If these two ever do end up together and get married and have kids, this family is going to be loaded. Because Marin is also a model. So she gets money for modeling, and she's also... Gojo, if he also not just becomes a successful Hina doll maker... If he goes into cosplay professionally, these people will make money. Next up is Blaze from... Also, this show is... Her as Blaze from an anime. This show is great at making animes within anime. Like, you want to see the shows that they're watching. They even watch a version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a cosplay I don't believe will ever use in the show. This is Veronica. And that is all that she's wearing. It's just basically tape on her boobs as the outfit. I don't know if that's Marine or if this is Veronica, because I don't know if they ever did the... I know she has foundation on to cosplay her, and they have the outfit made. I don't believe they ever showed it in the show if she actually cosplayed her. I don't believe she did, but I have not read these books. That's right, I have the whole series, but I haven't read one. Same thing with my comic book collection. This is the last cosplay outfit we saw in the show, and this was episode 11. I don't know if they have episode 12 in here. Yes, they do. Okay, so this is bad for fans of the show. Okay. So, this is the book that wraps up the entirety of Season 1. I don't remember this character's name either. I apologize. Even though I do love the show, I don't remember the names that well. Well, these kind of characters where you get more into the episode, they do the cosplay. But yeah, these 5 books are what make up the entire season. A majority of the episodes come from these books. This is the book that I believe might do season 2. Hopefully the author makes more books that this can continue into more seasons. I'll at least take I'll be happy with just 2 seasons. I'd be happy with 3 or 2 seasons, honest to God. Even the 1 season, I am perfectly fine with. This is a show that does not need Fairy Tail, One Piece, Dragon Ball, even a Pokemon number of seasons. This can just be a 2-season thing and be fine, it'd be perfect. More than 2 seasons will be gifts to the fans of this of My Dress Up Darling. Yeah, this is the last book. Anyway, this is gonna be one heck of a transition because that's all I got for My Dress Up Darling. If you just love anime and you love wholesome anime with just a little bit of fan service, watch it. It's freaking glorious. Again, there are many scenes where she's in like bikinis, swimsuits, and that kind of stuff, but it's completely overshadowed by the wholesomeness of the show. Going from that to this month's Cringe of the Month. As you know, I have been obsessed with Scooby-Doo, to where I have a whole case full of movies. I've been collecting every movie. In fact, the newest addition to the collection, I just added the newest Scooby-Doo movie to my collection, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, the one with lesbian Velma. Because who the cares? That one I don't honestly give a shit about. It's the Velma show that's jumping the shark. Yeah. So, which version of Scooby-Doo would I talk about for Cringe of the Month for October? Because, of course, I wouldn't talk about Scooby-Doo for Cringe of the Month in October. Why wouldn't I? Should I talk about the OG? Should I talk about Season 3 when they introduced Scooby-Dumb, a character I hate more than people hate Scrappy? Should I talk about the god-awful live-action movies? What's New Scooby-Doo, which a lot of modern-day fans grew up watching. Pup Named Scooby-Doo, a weird one. The world-renowned best version of the show, frickin' Mystery Incorporated, that I personally never got into. Or any one of the numerous movies. I'll tell you which. This Cringe of the Month, for October, is dedicated to a small show called The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which I swear to God had the freaking voice of the Thriller guy announcer. I don't know his voice, but I swear to God one of the characters is voiced by this guy. Its voice is freaking uncanny. The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo debuted in 1989, I believe. This show only has half the cast of the original's gang. It is Scooby, Daphne, and Shaggy. If you want to count it, they also have Scrappy, and this is when Scrappy was a stay in the gang. Scooby, Scrappy, Shaggy, and Velma are on their way to meet Fred and Velma at a vacation spot in, I believe, Hawaii, or somewhere very sunny. But, of course, they mess up the directions, and they're in the frickin', I believe they're in Switzerland, or some very cold Alps-looking place. Where, at a castle, we are introduced to two ghosts. Bogo and Weird. Two ghosts whose sole destiny, for now, is to have some foolish mortal open a chest of demons. This chest contains 13 of the most vicious, terrifying, and dangerous ghosts in the world. So you can honestly guess what's going to happen here. The Scooby and his friends arrive in this place looking for just a way to get the hell out. Where they meet a character that I find very little annoying. Flim Flam, a shim sham scam man. A kid that just loves to swerve, scam people. With a name like Flim Flam, he loves to scam. Who would have guessed? I could not come up with more rhymes, I'm sorry. They help Flim Flam out, and they're shown that this town has a curse. Werewolves. This is also, again, this is not like traditional Scooby-Doo. This is kind of Zombie Island before Zombie Island Scooby-Doo. These are real ghosts, real monsters, real everything. In fact, in the first episode, Daphne gets turned into a werewolf. Man, that visual. But yeah, the show basically centered, of course, after Shaggy and Scooby are separated from the gang and they get tricked by Bogo and Weird to open the chest. They're met by the number one warlock of this show, Vincent Van Ghoul, who I swear to God, I can't think of his name. It's my phone. All this chaos. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I need to look up this character. It's driving me crazy. Okay, back. It's Roz. Okay. Vincent Van Ghoul has a sane resemblance to DC's Ra's al Ghul. Kind of the same look, just kind of color swapped. And again, as I said before, the voice, I swear to God, if you've listened to Michael Jackson's Thriller, it is that. Again, be right back. This is a lot of pausing, I'm sorry. Okay, little update. Just saw this. They have released at least a year for My Dress Up Darling Season 2. It's supposed to be late this year, so either next month or even December or into the first half of 2023. And also, this is not going to be like story-laced into Season 1, which a little disappointing, but I don't give a damn, man. Take as much time, Funimation, Animation Studio, I don't care who's making this. Take as much time as you need. This is an anime Season 2 worth waiting for, man. That's worth waiting for. Anyway, back to this shit, back to Scooby-Doo. I give credit for a show that definitely came out, and it's only, again, just like kind of like My Dress Up Darling, it's only 12 episodes. For the demons that they do catch, I'll give credit. Very imaginative. They're very well thought out drawn. Some of them are simplified, but still creative. There's even one demon that's technically human, but it's also a demon because he's a love demon kind of thing. They do that episode. It's also this is definitely the show where the Shaggy x Daphne ship spawned from, and also is hinted at in the fruit snacks. Don't believe me? Look at the Scooby Snack fruit snacks. Look at the colors. A green Mystery Machine, orange Velma. There's blue Scooby-Doo. There's yellow Freddy. But those make sense. But then we come to Shaggy and Daphne. Daphne, who is red, and Shaggy, who is purple. You can almost argue that the red for Daphne is to resemble her red hair, but aside from that, but why would Shaggy be purple? He's never worn purple in anything. 13 Ghosts. You can almost argue that they were a couple. It's also the thing that I'm positive every version of Scooby-Doo kind of wants to kill. There always are like hints and cute moments between them, but they're never the couple that like Fred and Daphne, which I'll make a whole video of why I don't like that couple. Back to the plot. The thing with this show that angered or upset a positive a couple fans, it never really finished. If you take account of how many demons they capture into that chest, it's 12. There's one filler episode. They catch 12 of the 13 ghosts. Their response? Wait a couple freaking years, and then make a movie sequel. That always goes well. It could have. The Curse of the 13th Ghost could have done flawlessly, but they messed it up. I will be making a video on that. I promise. Maybe Halloween All Hallows Eve, on October 30th, or on Halloween, I will make a video about the Curse of the 13th Ghost, because that thing needs a video in its own right. Again, a 12 episode, kind of like a mini-series, I guess you could call it, Scooby-Doo, since, again, 12 episodes, kind of, oh no, it did have 13 episodes, it did have 13 episodes, I apologize. I always thought it didn't have an end because it never had an ending because it didn't capture the 13 goats. I thought they only had 12. No, they had 13, but they still only caught 12 demons. There was a filler episode, I believe, in the middle of the series. But yeah, there was one episode in particular that really messed with my head. Because a lot of with this show, there's nothing that really got my brain ticking, because a lot of what Scooby-Doo does, it can get my brain ticking on what they can do differently or what would happen on certain things. When I was watching 13 Ghosts, that didn't really happen. And that's not an insult. That's actually pretty cool that they couldn't get my insanity going. I compliment that because I can't think of a reason. I can just tell you that's pretty good that they couldn't get me to think of stuff. Then this episode came. Then I got to this episode. Can't say came out because it's an old show. I found this show also on Tubi. Kind of like a HBO thing, but no payment. Completely free, but of course there are ads, but I have never cared about ads. They're needed. This episode had a ghost called Slime Climb or something like that. Slime Time. Something to do with slime. It's a time ghost. To where Scooby quits. He quits the ghost hunting stuff. So Flim Flam tries to recast him with another freaking talking dog, because apparently talking dogs just exist in this world. Also, can we just accept the fact that everyone in this show is freaking nuts because they don't seem to care about a talking dog? They're more worried about fraud, tax fraud, or money laundering, that kind of crap. But not the talking dog. Interesting.
Good evening,
Why was this then not...
I dress up John.
Oh, it's because I had it like this, I guess. Okay. The episode culminates where Vincent Van Ghoul takes Scooby-Doo to the future to see what would happen when he quit. Here what happens. Slime something captures Daphne, Scrappy, Shaggy, Flim Flam, Shaggy, Daphne, Flim Flam, Scrappy, and whatever the new dog's name is, and he opens the chest of demons. He frees them. This is what that happens. All hell. Scrappy and Flim Flam, who shockingly don't... There's only two of them that... Shaggy and Daphne are the only ones that weirdly age. I don't get that. They're now territory bikers that work for Slime Boy. To where Scrappy's basically disowned his uncle, Scooby-Doo, by all but admitting he's a coward. Something even if people hate Scrappy, the thing they know about Scrappy is he's completely faithful to his uncle. He thinks he's the most courageous person he knows. Then we cut to Daphne. This is the one that this is something that really got me ticking. Daphne's a slave, essentially. She works for him in his tower, cleaning his castle, basically. And when she sees Scooby, she says, "You'll love working for him. You'll love it here." What did he do to break her mind? Because in this show, Daphne's not freaking danger prone. She's not that. She's actually very smart and is like the leader of this version of the gang. It's some of her best character work in this one-off miniseries. And again, before before they started like reinventing the characters and trying to give them more personality, something that Velma still can't do right. Yeah, there was more detail in that show that just makes it more bull. I gave that show 20 episodes before, now I give it 10. I give it less than both My Dress Up Darling and 13 Ghosts. But, yeah, what did he do? What did he do? Then we get to Shaggy, who is completely paranoid, to where he'll still, like, do his character thing where he'll, like, he thinks he's dressing up, but he's not. He's completely lost his mind. He's like the only guy who's still against Slimy Guy. Go back to the past, fix the present, change the future. Scooby's back in the game. Simple as that. Again, this is a fun Scooby-Doo show, but again, the fact that they never finished and that there was 12 of the 13 ghosts captured, I can see why people would rub the wrong way, and the fact that they kind of never... I can see why they would... I almost can understand why they would never reference this again, but in the movie universe, where it's kind of like Zombie Island and Witch's Ghost and Cyberchase, where those kind of seem to have been, like, connected, I guess. There's movies where I feel like they could have brought up the fact that Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby have seen legit freaking demons. There's even one, I think, in the last episode where they see zombies and Daphne's still trying to say, "Oh, there's no such thing as a..." You have captured 11 literal demons, woman, and you're still trying to act like the paranormal don't exist? Yeah. Last one. If these are definitely two shows I can highly recommend. My Dress Up Darling on YouTube, or I guess if you have a Crunchyroll, you can watch it there. And 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. This is one you really got to hunt for. It's on Tubi, TUBI.com. It's a free streaming site. They have all the Jeff Dunham stuff. They even have that freaking Jeff Dunham animated movie about Ahmed. Swear to God. They have a lot of old Japanese stuff. They have some Godzilla, I believe. They have Ultraman, a character my dad used to watch as a kid. Some old school Incredible Hulk when it was the live action TV show. It's incredible stuff on that. I highly recommend it. Yes, there are ads, but it's worth it to get this. It's definitely better than Netflix and that they don't have Tubi originals. Now, if you want some classic TV and classic cartoons, go to Tubi. Anyway, this is a weird double cringe. I apologize. But, I will see you later this month and I just realized I did this haul without a mask. I apologize. Because I want to do all October videos with wearing a mask. I apologize. But I will see you later in the month for a review of, or a talk about, the Curse of the 13th Ghost, and how it completely just gave this to a really good version of Scooby-Doo. And again, please, if you can, and if you want to, go check out this show. Support it. please go support it. That way more books can sell, because if there's any manga that deserves to have incredible sales, My Dress Up Darling. Anyway, that's it for the Double Cringe. See you later, and I promise November Cringe of the Month will be on time. This will be the only, I think this has been the only Double Cringe of the Month for a while. See you later.